Ever been there? You're introduced to someone new, you shake their hand, exchange pleasantries, and a nanosecond later, their name has completely vanished from your mind. It's like your brain hit the delete button the moment they said it. You're not alone. It's a frustrating, often embarrassing, and incredibly common experience. But why does it happen? Is there something wrong with us, or is there a fascinating psychological reason behind our name-forgetting tendencies? Stick around, because today we're diving deep into the psychology of why some people easily forget names and what you can do about it. So, you've just met someone. Their name goes in one ear and, well, often it doesn't even make it past the auditory cortex. This isn't necessarily a sign of a bad memory overall. In fact, it's often a confluence of several psychological factors. One major culprit is what psychologists call encoding failure. Think of your memory like a filing cabinet. When you meet someone, you need to properly file away their name. If you're not paying enough attention, if you're distracted, or if you're already thinking about what you're going to say next, that name might never even make it into the filing cabinet to begin with. It's like trying to remember a phone number while simultaneously trying to solve a complicated math problem. Your cognitive resources are split. Now, here's where it gets really interesting. Social anxiety plays a huge role. When we meet new people, especially in group settings, we're often more focused on ourselves than on the other person. We might be worried about making a good impression, wondering if our hair looks okay, or planning our next witty remark. This is a phenomenon known as the spotlight effect. We overestimate how much others are noticing us. This self-focus creates cognitive overload. Your brain is so busy processing all this internal chatter and social pressure that it simply doesn't have the bandwidth to properly register and store that new name. It's a classic case of your internal monologue hijacking your memory formation. The irony is, the harder we try to remember, the more stressed we get, and the more likely we are to forget. Another fascinating aspect is the distinctiveness effect. Our brains are wired to remember things that stand out. If a name is particularly unique or associated with something memorable, we're more likely to retain it. But most names, especially common ones, can sometimes blend into the background. Think about it. When you learn a new word in a foreign language, you often try to connect it to something you already know. Our brains love making associations. But with names, especially at a quick introduction, we often don't have time or the mental space to form those strong, distinctive links. It's just a sound, a label, without much context or connection. What can we do about this name-forgetting epidemic? Don't worry, there are psychological strategies you can employ. Repeat, repeat, repeat. This might seem obvious, but it's incredibly effective. As soon as you hear a name, use it. Nice to meet you, name, or so, name, what brings you here? This actively engages your working memory and helps solidify the encoding. Make a mental connection. Does name remind you of a celebrity, a place, an object? The more vivid and even silly the association, the better. Visualize the name. Try to spell it out in your mind or imagine it written on their forehead. This taps into a different memory pathway. Pay attention. This is the foundation. Force yourself to be present. Actively listen for the name, and don't let your mind wander to your shopping list or what you're having for dinner. Confess and re-ask. If you've truly forgotten, it's often better to be honest and say, "I'm so sorry, I'm terrible with names. Could you tell me yours again?" Most people are understanding, and it saves you from an awkward guess later. Remembering someone's name isn't just about avoiding awkwardness. It's about making a genuine connection. It shows respect, makes the other person feel valued, and is a cornerstone of building rapport, whether in personal relationships or professional networking. It's a small act with a big psychological impact. So the next time you meet someone new, try these tips. It takes a conscious effort, but with practice, you'll find yourself remembering more names and building stronger connections. What's your go-to trick for remembering names? Or what's the most embarrassing name-forgetting moment you've had? Share your stories and tips in the comments below.